Good day, everyone. So the topic is about designing the marketing plan to build brand equity. This recording will help students to augment their learning. First and foremost, the topic designing the marketing plan. So when we say plan, this is the direction where you want to go. The plan also deals with how you want to implement your plan. And of course, after implementation, you have to evaluate no, the effectiveness and of your plan and try to do a continuous improvement in order to build brand equity. So the marketing plan objective is to number one, you have to improve the brand awareness, not only the brand awareness but also the brand image, elicit positive brand responses and increase brand resonance. When we say brand awareness, the customer should be aware of your product. They should also be aware of how the product is solving the problem of the consumer. They should be also well informed on the features and specifications of your product or service. They are aware where you are located. They are aware of the mission vision. They are aware of your differentiation. So everything is communicated, no, in order to build brand awareness. And of course, based on the research that you are doing for the certain product or service, if the awareness is not so, I can say, not so effective, therefore, there is a room for continuous improvement. Likewise, it is also enhancing the brand image, no? Not only the brand symbol, the brand icon, but also when they see your branding, they are aware and that this product is easily identified by the customer. And also, you have to keep the customer engaged so that there is a so-called a call to action, no? In order to get a positive brand responses and brand resonance. So a simple test is this, no? You have to explore what is the current or existing brand knowledge of the consumer, no? And your dependent variable is the desired brand knowledge. So that is your objective, no? That is your output in order to elicit the brand equity of a certain product or service. So what is needed here is that this brand knowledge, in order for you to determine, in order for you to study it, so you have to do a research uh, with regards a research to the existing customers of your product so that you can understand what is the perception of the consumers with regards to your brand. And of course, in this slide, we are trying to deal with the different marketing activities, and these marketing activities in general focuses on the marketing mix, no? The product, the price, the promotion. This is distribution strategies is the placement, no? Placement strategy in terms of not literally identifying placement as a location, but rather uh, using the placement using some intermediaries, whether you want to do a marketing channel, a direct marketing channel, or indirect marketing channel. So you have to, after studying the research, no? After analyzing, interpreting your data, your next move is to identify how these different marketing mix, no, or marketing activities will have their individual role that is uh, moving like gears simultaneously, so that you have to do your promotional strategy, your placement strategy, your pricing strategy, and product strategy, right? There are many trends and patterns now with regards to the insight of implementing a brand new marketing strategy. No? It could be the use of internet, intranet, and mobile devices, which is digitalization and internet connectivity. We have also disintermediation, reducing your marketing channel, making your distribution strategy a direct marketing channel, or re-intermediation, wherein you require intermediaries, and we call this indirect marketing channel. Intermediaries, the synonym are, middlemen or traders that is in between the company and the consumer. We also have a new perspective in terms of customization. Maybe you want to customize your product or ingredients, or your uh, how the product is made, simplifying the process, or customerization, which means you deal with the more on a customer oriented strategy. And we also have industry convergence, or I would rather term this as alliance marketing. No? You have to partner, you have to collaborate with a industry that your product are totally different. So we deal with the implications for the practice of brand management. Of course, when we say brand management, there is a practice that you really have to go deeper to your plan, whether your plan is strategic, tactical, or operational. First and foremost, what you need are, fresh new ideas by being creative and innovative, wherein you have your own original thinking, no, in order for you to somehow create new marketing programs. But for me, it is very important. First is to conduct a research so that you will understand what is the current perception of your customers related to your brand. No? This way, you can decipher your marketing activities of how you are going to simultaneously implement, no, the gears rolling to your different marketing mix or mixes. So we have personalized marketing concept. These are, again, we need some creativity, fresh ideas in order to create and personalize or customize marketing concept. Number one is experiential marketing, one-on-one marketing, or we say personal selling and permission marketing. By the concept of experiential marketing, it focuses on customer experience, no, wherein you have to really touch base, no, have that positive experience felt by the customers, no. Maybe you can think of what are the ways and means so that you can give an experience to your prospective customers, no. I told you before, there are many product and services wherein uh, these entrepreneurs were doing, an experiential marketing. It also focuses on the consumption situation, their emotional elements, and you can use different electronic methods and tools. I remember one of the video that I watched about Coca-Cola dispenser wherein the experiential marketing that was designed by Coca-Cola is that you are going to hug the Coke dispenser, and automatically the Coke in can is going to be dispensed, no, by hugging the that dispenser machine. And the next one is one-on-one marketing. You have to really think, no, uh, and strategize the different demographic or personality or characteristic of your consumer in terms of their needs, their values, and their attitudes, no? So, in order for you to create what is the right, appropriate personal selling that is designed for consumers who are maybe introvert, consumers who are extrovert, consumers who are, jolly, something like that. Okay? And there are, steps, no, recommended steps for one-on-one marketing. You have to identify consumers individually, differentiate them according to their value and needs. You have to interact with them more cost efficiently and effectively, and you have to tailor fit some aspect of your company's behavior to establish that brand relationship. While permission marketing is, by the term alone, is asking permission, and this is related to direct marketing, like for example, sending them emails or getting some responses or giving them some newsletters, but it is basically asking first the permission, no? That is the essence of permission marketing, no? And it also encourages consumers to participate in interactive marketing campaign, no? And they of course receive some incentives for paying attention to your strategies with regards to permission marketing, no? Yes, it is correct that permission marketing is the way to turning strangers into friends and friends into customers, no? Establishing that relationship, that trust, no? That is permission marketing. So, once you have done and conducted your research, no? Basically, I will suggest in your marketing plan that the part one of your marketing plan should have a demographics of the customer in terms of their gender, in terms of geographic location, in terms of their probably income or probably their preferences with regards to the psychological profile of the consumer. And part two, you must have different questions related to brand awareness, brand resonance, brand identification, etc. That pertains to the branding, no? Or the triangle with regards to the customer base brand equity model, so that you can strategize the marketing mix, no, as to what are your product strategy based on the data that you gathered. So how are you going to create the output or implement the output with regards to product, to pricing, to placement, and promotion. Remember, in promotion, there are many types of promotional strategies, no? But first and foremost, with regards to product strategy, these are, remember that there are three product levels, which is the core product level, the actual product level, and the augmented product level. No? In the product strategy, we have two components. Ultimately, no, the objective of the product strategy is you have to get the perceived quality and value and relationship marketing, no? So if you are going to conduct a product strategy, I would suggest that you try to refer or consult your are there any missing points, no, with regards to completing the three product levels? Uh, do you have an after-sale service? Is your terms of payment really uh, communicated to your uh, cost consumer? Do you do your packaging in terms of your actual product? Do you have a good packaging, no? Wherein the packaging is enticing and there is a sort of a print or a literature that tells you that communicates your brand, mission, and vision, certain many examples of packaging. So uh, ultimately, what you have to do is to try to evaluate whether that existing product is uh, coincides, no, has all the attributes of the three product levels. The next is the pricing strategy. Try to think, no, of the product and the service. Where is it in the product life cycle? Is it in the introduction stage? It is in the growth stage. Try to study the characteristic of a product if in the different product life cycle. And then you try to determine, no, the appropriate pricing strategy. If the product is in the growth stage, so you implement penetration pricing strategy. Or if the product is in the growth stage, there is a desirable pricing strategy if the product is in the growth stage, so forth and so forth. Price premium is very important if you have a complete differentiation of your product, no? Something that you have a strong unique and that you only have this kind of product against the competition and you can dictate premium strategy. The next one is the placement strategy or the channel strategy. Here you have to try to determine, no, if you need some intermediaries, whether you will use a direct marketing channel without intermediaries or an indirect marketing channel utilizing the wholesalers and distributors, etc. So it depends on your product and service. The next one probably is a web strategy. Here, you must have your social media marketing, no, or web strategy because you are utilizing the internet, you are utilizing the different social media platforms, and of course, in the concept and principles of social media marketing, your ultimate goal is transform the followers into a prospective consumers. And the different social media platforms should have different content. No? That is the essence of social media marketing. No? Aside from having a brick and mortar physical presence, you must also utilize a strong social media marketing presence with regards to your product and or service so that you can really increase the awareness of your brand, no, to your consumer. And this marketing communication, when we say communication, the the important thing is really in communication, the objective is to persuade, inform, and educate, no, about your product or your service. And in order to implement marketing communication, you must implement the six promotional marketing strategies. No, this is advertising, no, social media marketing, public relation, personal selling, direct marketing, and public relation. It is very important. No, I want to emphasize. No, that in public relation, uh, event, trade shows, these are part and parcel of public relation. But public relation is understanding, no? It's managing the uh, the managing the relation, no, of your product to your consumer. And in order to do that, some companies try to do some social responsibility program that caters to the environment, to the economic well-being and social well-being of the community where the company is located. And I do believe, no, that public relation, if you can implement, no, public relation in your product or service, regardless if you are a micro, small, medium enterprises, and the proceeds are benefiting the community, well, you can use that, no, as a write-up to some official gazette, no, informing, or local government newsletter informing that your company is doing a sort of social responsibility, and you try to communicate it so that you can strengthen your public relation to the community and to the local government as well. Integrated marketing communications or promotional studies are the same, no? They are the same. So again, in order for you to develop an integrated marketing communication or promotional strategy programs, you have to evaluate, no, all possible communication, and there are six, no, and try to determine what kind of optimal mix, no, can you combine all of the six so they are moving like gears, no, running simultaneously at the same time. Okay. So again, of course, after your implementation, there is a so-called in the management stage as evaluation, so that you can determine what are the areas of continuous improvement and development. Okay? So these are sort of examples of what uh, or ways and means of how integrated marketing communication programs can be evaluated. These are some suggestions, but of course, these are very theoretical. So again, as a guidelines, let us be analytical, curious, single-minded, integrative, meaning to say all of these combined, let us work outside our comfort zone. That is very important if you want to be a successful marketing professional in the future.